Welcome to Community Game Night. If you want to join a future game, you can join our Discord. We'll have a link and also in chat for a way for you to do that. You just basically come on our Discord, you can make a character, and then jump into one of our future games as we plan them. They're not always on a Thursday. We're just playing them on Thursdays right now, but it will just kind of be as we can get the players and the ability to do it. And it's a fun way to kind of get to learn the game, try things out, and see how you like playing an OSR 2nd edition D&D style game. But it's been a lot of fun. So this is our second one. And we have the same crew from the first one. We've got more players coming. They're rolling up their characters now. And then we'll see what the next crew looks like, or it might be a mix. It might be the survivors of tonight meet some other castaways. So we'll just see how we go with that. So that is what we're doing tonight. We're going to be playing our second community Hyperborea game. And with that, without any more announcements, I guess we will jump into tonight. And so the first thing we got to do is get our music going. Let's see, is this right? Yeah, there we go. All right. So when last we left our intrepid adventurers, they were crash landed on an island. They were slaves on a Viking longship. A storm had come over, kicked up into this bay, this Dagon Bay, and in this land of Hyperborea, they were cast aside and these were the strong that were kind of chosen by the gods, perhaps, or by fate, to survive this ordeal, and now they're on this island. In our first game, we saw these some of these characters fight some of their slave masters. They took their weapons and were able to fight them. But as they were fighting them on this beach, these giant crabs came out and tried to eat them, and one of which did so by blasting one of the survivors with like this laser out of its eye, and which automatically let everybody know that watching that, hey, this is not just sword and sorcery, this is something else. It's a little more than swords and sorcery. And one of our characters that was being played by Brian evaporated and just blew up into dust in front of everybody. And at that point, everyone was like, oh, it's going to be one of those types of games. But he's back, because as that scene unfolded, there was another slave, an NPC that had survived, and he actually killed one of the Viking, as the slavers, as he ran off with the shovel and killed him, so we called him the Shovel Knight. And as luck would have it, someone died and we needed a new character, so Brian, tonight you're going to be playing the Shovel Knight, but now we know what his actual name is. So who was the mysterious Shovel Knight from last week, who survived that tale?
Tonight, I'm playing Macrath Mac Fiombar, and he is a cleric of Yunde, and he's also the anointed Shovel Knight.
All right. And he's a Celt, is that correct? Did I hear that right?
Absolutely.
So he's a Celt, Macrath, cleric of Yunde. All right, and with that, we'll go ahead and do the rest of the introductions. Below him, our Warlock friend. Tell us, what are you playing tonight?
I'm playing Foreranos, and we're going to shorten it to Foray for some of the folks here.
And by some, he means me, because
easier.
he's calling me out. I can't say that name, so we're just going to call him Foray. And what was the race of the Warlock? Ixian?
Ixian.
Yes. Okay.
White hair, gray skin.
Gotcha. All right, and he was a Warlock. Now, he barely survived last week, and by barely, I mean you were at -9. Just brushing the side of death. But you somehow managed to steer off death. Fortunately, you had companions there that aided you. But that is who you're playing. You're playing Foray, because I can't say the rest of it. The Ixian Warlock. And then below you, in the hat and glasses, what are you playing tonight?
Leif, the Bard Viking.
Leif, the Bard Viking. And if I remember correctly, you were quite good with the bow last week. The sniper, as it were, standing back. And I believe you were the only one that did not get hit.
Barely, but yes. The laser crab did miss me.
I will try harder tonight. Okay. And down at the bottom, last but certainly not least, we have our final player tonight. And what are you playing?
I am playing Knickapuk, the shaman, who is an Eskimo.
The Eskimo shaman. Now, What was interesting about your character, and what I, the DM, did not realize until the very end, is that when you did summon your magical powers at the end of the last episode, you called upon your deity, your patron, the mighty Cthulhu, to heal your friend, and that was an interesting moment. I was like, "Oh, you follow Cthulhu, do you?" Okay, that was interesting. So that's Hyperborea for you. You just never know what kind of twists and turns you get out. And my name is Trevor. I'll be your storyteller DM guy tonight. And it's my pleasure to run this community game. So with that, we return to this mysterious island in Hyperborea, and what this adventure is going to take place a few days after our last adventure. The survivors of the last encounter have made it inland into the jungle island, and they've been hiding out. They have found the ruins of, I'm not quite sure if it's a tower or some building. They have found these stone ruins that there's no roof to it, but it does give them like a little bit of a ledge to kind of hide in. And they've been kind of like hiding in that over the last several days. Let me pull a map up for you. Now, this is the camp that they have found. There is fresh water. There's also berries, and they've also found small game in the area. So they've been able to live for the last few days here, while they've also been trying to hide from their other Viking oppressors that are still searching. There are several of those still about. They're also trying to stay away from the beach, because what they have learned is that in the long night of this season, an 18-hour night, these giant crabs seem to roam the beaches, picking off and eating what they can. So they've been hiding in the jungle, resting and just waiting for an opportunity to kind of escape and find their way. But the first thing they had to do over the last few days is to rest and recover and really just survive while everyone was attempting not to bleed out. So that is kind of where we are going to pick up. So this game will pick up, the story picks up a few days later. We'll say it's 3 days later. Everyone has rested up. And at this point, the three of you have gotten to know the shovel knight that helped you and kind of was the first to run from combat, McCrath. And the four of you have been hunkered down in these ruins on this island over the last few days. Now, as an order of business, during each of the days and nights, you have different people on watch, and as each of you have been on watch, also kind of like surveying the surrounding area, trying to figure out the general topography of the land, ultimately trying to figure out, is this an island? Does it connect to something else? You know, what's your plan moving forward of getting off this island, or is it even an island? You're not 100% sure. Too afraid to push too far into the land until everyone is recovered. But what you did manage to do is kind of get the stash of the Vikings that you had fought last a few days ago. All of that has been dragged back to this camp. So at this point, you know, we're all here back at this camp, and with that, we're going to kind of go around the room and see what does everybody want to do. I'm going to start at the bottom. I'm going to start with Knickapuk. So Knickapuk, it's been a few days. You've rested. You've healed yourself up. Still sore from the days, and still wearing the bandages and things. But as the entire group, hydrated and actually have been eating a lot of food and kind of starting to actually feel like yourself again. With that, is there anything that you would like to do?
If possible, Knickapuk would like to kind of search the immediate area and see if he can find herbs, roots, and other sundries that might be useful as a shaman.
Okay. All right. So so this is Knickapuk here. As you've been going about finding different herbs and berries and things, we'll say that it is during the end of the day on the third day, as you've been rested, you've been walking about the island. You've seen a lot of things on the islands. You've seen several snakes and lizards and things. Some snakes have been poisonous, and you've been kind of spotting that, and just kind of getting to know the lay of the land. What you have found so far, you're not sure if this is an island, but you know it's at least a peninsula. Like you've seen, from the east to the south to the west, as it cuts all the way across. You're not going to the beach, but you're getting right up to it to kind of survey it. And you've seen different driftwood and things from the wreckage, but you haven't spotted anything valuable or worthy of risking going out into the open on the beach. But that's what you've been doing, and it's at the end of the third day, as you guys have been traveling, that you look about, and in the distance, you see something very large getting kicked up in the distance, and it looks to be the remnants of a ship.
Is it a Viking ship?
It is. It looks like the remnants of a Viking longship.
I'll go back to the camp and inform people if
Okay.
if I'm by myself.
You are. So you see that in the distance getting kicked up onto the beach. You know, you see the waves kind of pushing it up and everything. It's really far away from where you are. You can just make out the image of what it is. But you make you're back to the camp. And so at this point, we'll pick up, you're back at the camp. And everyone else is kind of milling about the camp as they would normally. What would you like to do?
I'll say, hey guys, I saw that there's it looks like there's a shipwreck of a Viking. Well, it's far away down the beach, but I don't know if it's worth exploring or not. Might find more Vikings, or we might find more loot, supplies,
Or both.
both.
McGrath is taking his hand axe and he's whittling away at some of the drift pieces of wood that we've kind of found throughout the jungle.
Okay.
I'm making myself a holy symbol out of this wood and by this blessing of Yonde. And I tell him what shape is the longship, the longboat in.
It's hard.
Look like
It's hard to tell.
Like, I asked Kanikapuk, was it upright or was it wrecked?
It looked like it was wrecked. I mean, it was like coming in on its side. Like you saw the waves like crashing and pushing it up.
Well,
It might be worth investigating to ensure
believe-
that there's no more threats.
Yeah, it would be worth investigating. There could be more weapons, more supplies, and
I would love to have access and to see what kind of wood may be lying around for us to be able to fashion a way off this cursed island if we need to. Set up a sail system or something on our boat or to reinforce it. I have carpentry knowledge.
Okay.
So
I think
kinda
everyone
what my-
wants. How do you want to go about investigating this? Do you want to send a scout, or do you all four of you want to go and investigate it?
I think we should stick together. And is this thing on? I'm sorry, I don't want to speak for everybody, but is this thing? Are we able to kind of go on the jungle line and kind of be adjacent to it?
That's what you've been doing. You've been kind of staying in the jungle, so you can. Kanikapuk can kind of point you in the direction of where this was, and you can kind of make your way there. You've kind of gotten to know this little area well enough. It is in the distance. It's a little bit further north than you guys have traveled in the past, but you know the beach that he's pointing to.
And as far as the way the tides go, would that ship be sailing unnaturally against the tide?
It'd be
Or
really
would that
hard
be
to.
brought in?
That's more information he would know.
Okay.
So you said it's at the end of the day, though?
It is at the end of the day. So do you want to? I mean, you've got an 18-hour night at this point.
I think we investigate in the morning and stay where we're safe for the night,
Okay.
because the night's been proven to be dangerous.
Okay.
Here we have shelter and we can defend ourselves.
Okay. So that's what you. Is anybody in disagreement with that, or want to do something differently?
No, I think waiting till daytime, especially avoiding the nighttime, maybe with crabs down there. Like, yeah.
I hear. John, what do you think?
yeah, I think it's a good idea. If we wait out the night, and hopefully the ship is still there in the morning.
Okay. Kanikapuk, you agree, or you want to go
Yeah.
off? Are you going rogue?
Going rogue. My character's background doesn't know much about the sea, so he wouldn't know. He wouldn't have an opinion about whether or not the ship is going to wash out. If it's low tide now and high tide later, and whatever. So he'll go with the majority.
He'll just go with the majority. Okay, so all four of you have decided that we're going to wait till in the morning, and then see what happens from there. So over the next 18 hours, you guys using, because you have your shaman and you've got different things going on, you're able to basically forage, continue the area, eating berries and small game and stuff, drinking that you do have fresh water here. You rest through the night. As the night, deep into the night, we're going to go through the watches, and we're just going to say first, second, third, fourth is as you see on the screen, okay? And let me just roll a dice here. Okay. Leif, it's during third watch. You're the lucky one. During the third watch of the night, you hear distant voices coming in the general direction that you believe that beach is. You're not sure if it's, but you hear distant voices echoing, and almost speaking of one accord, like so many people speaking together and repeating something against the wind, but you can't quite make it out.
I'll wait to wake them until it's more discernible.
It's just echoing, like it's just against the wind in the distance. So it's not discernible. It doesn't feel like it's getting closer. You just hear this, and it's unnerving, like this echoing, almost like a chant or something going on. But it's several deep voices speaking in unison in the distance.
I'll wake Knickapuk.
It's his watch
As
anyway.
he's okay, and ask if he can discern the chanting.
Well, Knickapuk, you hear the voices as he does, a little bit clearer than he seems to hear. You hear it out, and you feel that it's some type of sorcery being performed in the woods. You're a little familiar with those things, but it definitely sounds like some type of reverberating incantation that's just being chanted against the wind.
Does it sound anything like Cromish?
No.
It sounds like sorcery.
But it sounds like an incantation.
Can you tell if it's close?
It is not. It is very
what it
far
is?
away. It's far away.
It's in the general direction of where that shipwreck was.
Right.
Well, in that direction.
Anything you want to do?
Two of us could go out and check. Split the party.
Well, that's up to Leif. Leif, do you want to just kind of get a little bit closer and see if you can make it out?
I think we can stealth.
Perfect.
Or I can stealth out.
Perfect. I love this idea. So we're going to split the party. The community is super excited about splitting the party. I'm excited about splitting the party. So as Foray and McCrath sleep and snore away, the ones supposed to be watching them go off to investigate and leave them safely in the darkness by themselves. Nothing could happen, right? All right. So with that, Leif and Knickapuk, you go out in the distance. I need both of you to roll move silently. If you have that ability as a thief, I'm not sure if both of you do. I know that Leif does. Does
Yes.
Shaman get move silently?
They do not.
Okay, so just roll a d6 for me. Okay. You feel like you're going pretty quiet in the night. What's the d12 from Leif?
I gotta switch screens. Sorry.
You're fine. You are very
9.
quiet. You're quiet. You know what you're doing. You're moving about. You hear a little bit of rustling behind you as Knickapuk is moving through the woods. The two of you get closer, and as you move up the beach in the distance, you do see a boat in the distance, kicked up on its side, very far in the distance. You see a torchlight all as well, and you hear two sets of voices. You hear Vikings in the distance, shouting and calling, almost like a warning and almost like shouting, like almost like they're getting close to battle. But yet you also hear this mumbling incantation coming, and you see several other figures moving about. It's almost like a stalemate that you're looking at in the distance. You see the Vikings in the distance holding torches, and you see other robed individuals that seem to be surrounding them and reciting some type of incantation.
So I have discern noise. Can I tell how many people we're looking at on either side?
Yeah, give me a D12. This is one of your thief skills. Bards get a little bit of everything. A 10. Very good. You know that there are, you can make out, just listen to the voices, that the ones chanting, there's 5 of them. And you're guessing, just eyeballing the torches, 6 to 8 Vikings.
So, friend, whose side are we on tonight?
Can I make out that magic at all? With, well, read magic looks like it's reading, not listening to. But...
I'll give you a D6 roll based on intelligence. What's your intelligence?
No.
Nah.
I got.
It sounds really foreign to you. This isn't like Cthulhu magic. This is something else.
I have no idea what it is.
Well,
my
you
friend.
use more of the divine magic in the sense. This seems more sorcery.
Yeah, second level. I get. Oh, we'll come back and.
I need everybody to hold.
So whose side should we be on this evening? Because we could use allies.
I don't know. The sorcerers could be quite evil.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
This is true, but they might kill us too. The enemy of our enemy might be our enemy as well.
This is also true. Though I think we might earn the Vikings' favor if we eliminate the threat.
They did enslave you.
After
They did enslave me.
us,
That was just a couple of days ago.
It was, but I'm still a Viking, so
You were still enslaved.
I'm still enslaved. Or we could take out the Vikings and assist the spellcasters.
So many
Or
terrible
Or we
options.
could just sit back and watch.
I think that we should sit back and watch, and then when they destroy each other, then we mop up
What's
the-
left?
what's left. But we might want to go back and get our friends. Hopefully, they haven't been eaten by a brew.
Laser crab again. Yeah, let's go get our friends and mop up what's left. I think is our best option.
Okay. So the two of you leave. Is that the decision is to leave?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the two of you leave. You head back to camp. It is the very last part of the night, right before, as Serene and Phobos, the two twin moons, disappear over the horizon. Saturn is always still there, but the as it say in Hyperborea, the dying bloated red sun rises into the sky, and as you do, you come back into camp at the mid morning. Foray, you're the first to wake. You look about, and as you see your two companions coming out from the jungle, as you kind of look around, like what where did they go? But you see them coming back in.
Hail, friends. What were you off doing? What did you see?
Good morning. There's sport about. Would you care to partake?
Oh, indeed, I love a good game.
And with the raised voices, McCrath, you wake up as well.
The hell's all the damn noise?
Well, about time you roll out of bed, sunshine.
Ah, what's going on?
Oh, there's sport about. We're gonna go partake.
Where is this sport?
On the
Sounds
beach.
great.
So fill them in. What's going on?
Tell
So
me.
we came
Sure.
across some Vikings and some sorcerers, and we decided it would be prudent to come back after they've taken out each other and mop up what's left.
Wait
Yeah,
a
maybe
second.
we can get
Wait
some
a second.
supplies too.
We
Yes.
went to the beach and saw some Vikings and left us here asleep
Yes.
in the middle of the night.
Yep. We figured your god had it, so we went and checked it out.
I look at the Ixian and I just I kind of give him the smile.
I like what he did there.
Okay then,
Ymir was with us
Okay,
last
then.
night.
let's do it. So McCraft
Let's
starts
go.
putting on his chainmail, starts donning his stuff.
Okay. So as the four of you put on all of your armor, pick up your gears, break camp, and start heading back in the direction, the four of you are making your way through the woods. Are you trying to move silently, or are you just kind of marching through?
I'm gonna try to
Is it
scout ahead and
getting
move silently
louder?
again.
Again, Leif is going to scout ahead since he's the quieter, stealthier of you. So go ahead and give me a move silently check for Leif, as the other three are just kind of, and you're doing fine. You're moving up okay. So you move up ahead as the other three kind of like marching through the woods behind you. As you get closer, you see the boat is still there. It's kicked up. But you don't, in the distance, you don't see anything that you saw last night. None of the Vikings are there, and none of the robed individuals are there as well. These all seem to be missing.
I'm gonna see if I can discern any noise that might be hidden,
Okay.
like any moaning or.
Sure, go for it. You do not discern any noise.
I'm gonna continue to creep ahead,
Okay.
but slowly, making sure my bow is out and an arrow is knocked, ready to go.
Okay, so you're moving up onto the beach, bow and arrow drawn. I do have a storyboard for this. It'll be a little bit different, but we can go ahead and see what we're looking at. As you do see the wrecked longship on the beach, but what you're not seeing is you're not seeing the Vikings, at least not at first. As you walk up to the beach, you see all of the Vikings laying about, laying on the ground. They all appear to be dead, as well as all of the people, the robed sorcerers, all also seem to be dead.
I don't have a good feeling about this. I immediately start scanning the water for crabs.
You immediately start looking. Yeah, so as you see all these bodies, 13 total bodies laying about. You look about, and you're immediately looking for crabs. As you do that, your companions come up to what looks to be a pretty grisly scene. You see several Vikings laying about. Some of them don't even have weapons drawn. They just died where they lay. You see several of the cultists also dead. There is one cultist individual that you look that is particularly grisly, and Foray, you're the one that notices this. As you go up, you see these black robes split in half, as his entire body was cleaving in two, and it's just this bloody mess. But as you're looking at it, you see what looks to be like tracks leaving his body and disappearing back into the jungle.
Does it look like something attacked him, or does it more appear that something came out of the inside of him?
It's really hard to tell, but you're seeing what looks to be some type of animal footprint leaving the scene.
Could I use my bard folklore to try to figure this out?
You may. You've looked over, and as you look over, it looks like you haven't heard of anything like this before. There's a lot of dark magics and different sorcerers of the world. Some type of incantation or something has happened here. Very, very dark magic. You're not sure if something came out of the water or if they summoned something.
It's something scratching the back of my head. Ymir is something. I don't know. This doesn't look good.
No. I think if we were going to investigate this ship, we should have a guard posted, a watch posted.
I'll take first watch where you guys start pulling the bodies and trying to consolidate the goods to see what we can save.
We should
So-
burn the bodies.
I agree.
Okay.
Yes.
So as you begin collecting the bodies, there's a lot of arms and armament between the Vikings. There's also some things on the boat as well. As you get closer to the boat, you realize that you don't believe the Vikings came in on the boat. This boat has been underwater. There's seaweed and things are strewn about the boat. This boat looks like it was lifted off the ocean floor. You're not really sure. Maybe these Vikings didn't ride up on this boat.
Okay. So McGrath kind of goes and wades through the water, takes his hand axe, kind of puts it up on the aft of the boat, and climbs up on top. And I'm gonna climb inside the boat, and I want to take a look and look especially down in like the captain's quarters or something.
There's not. It's a longboat, so there's nothing under.
Okay.
It's just you're basically on the boat. As you go around the boat and look, the wood is completely worn and waterlogged, and you can tell by looking at it that this has been under the water for some time.
Okay.
I mean, you're kicking off. There's not like barnacle hasn't been that long, but there's a lot of seaweed and there's you're actually there's still like you go around and you like pull like a little squid off of and you like throw it off and like there's this thing has been in the depths.
With my knowledge of carpentry, could I assume how long maybe? Because
It's hard to tell. It may a number of days, possibly a week. It's entirely possible that this boat was part of y'all's original crew. Looking at the tattered sails and stuff, it's very possible this is one. It just sunk and got kicked back up on the ocean, out of the ocean, almost like just somehow washed up. So that's what you're looking at. As you're doing that, who was watching guard?
I was.
Okay. Leif, as you're walking about, are you just standing guard and watching, or is there anything else that you're doing?
I'm just as I'm checking the bodies, I'm making sure there's no movement. I'm watching for movement from the tree line and keeping on the ocean as well.
So between all of the bodies, I do want to go through this if y'all want to write this down. There's a horde of, I'm assuming you're all taking the arms and armament off of them. You have 5 full sets of studded leather. There is one that has chainmail. You have 3 helmets. There are 4 hand axes. There's a pair of shields that seem to be still usable. There is a great axe that one of them is wearing still on his back. They never even pulled their weapons. There is a footman's mace. And you do find one that was carrying a longbow and a quiver of 30 arrows.
I might procure that.
Okay. One thing that you want the great axe?
Maybe.
Okay.
What's the damage on that boy?
Great axe is gonna be 2d6.
Oh. And it's two-handed.
Correct.
Yeah. It's not exactly what I'm looking for, but I think that's it.
Okay.
But anybody like the short bow?
It's a longbow.
Well, I'm gonna keep the longbow, man. I can give the short bow to somebody if they want it.
Okay. And then, like I said, there's a footman's mace. One thing you do find floating about, you do find in like a barrel full of it's intact, but you find a floating barrel. Knickapuk, you see that like splashing up about. There's a barrel that's intact.
And it's how far off the shore is it?
It's
in the water.
It's just bobbing in the water. You probably have to go 3-4 feet out. Depth of water, not 3-4 feet out. It's probably 10 feet out, but you see it bobbing in the water.
Far enough away that the crabs will come
Yes,
out
far
of the
enough
sea.
away for me to kill you with crabs, yes.
Hey guys, there's a barrel. I bet it's full of ale. We should get that.
Yes, we should.
Are any of these robed figures have holy symbols or spell books or anything that might identify them as what they are? Or we should do the barrel thing first.
Let's do the barrel thing first. So that's the first thing, is you don't want it to wash away. You're all thirsty men and you see a barrel.
Hey guys, there's a barrel. Anybody have any skill at swimming? Is that just like a strength or dexterity check? Or
It's really not even that deep. It's just, I think the fear of the crab is really what's pushing this whole scene further.
all right,
For sure.
Knickapuk will go out there to get the barrel.
Okay.
Try to drag it
You
in.
swim out, you grab the barrel without a problem, you pull it back. As you pull it back, there is a small crab that you see, and you kind of like have PTSD kick in as you see the crab. But you pull the cast out. It is not full of ale, it is full of mead.
Nice.
Look, it's mead.
And actually, you say, actually, it's empty. I'll take care of this.
You better take it back.
So did anybody want that short bow?
I cannot use it, my friend.
That's a good idea. Although if we can get 3 of us together, fighting would be better.
Okay. So you've got the mead, you've got all the armaments and everything. At this point, what is it that you guys want to do? You've kind of procured everything that you can off of this.
So
There weren't any other like scrolls or books with the
Now with the
closing group.
Now, with the ones wearing robes, as you go and you look at these bodies look very odd. They were human at some point, but may also, their eyes seem to be more bulbous, their cheeks are flabby, and their skin is gray. They seem to be some type of mutation of man, but maybe more fish than man.
Have you heard of any thing like that? Fishmen?
Whatever tails.
Kanikapuk, you do see that one of them is carrying what looks to be some type of rod. On the end of that rod, you see like a long head on it with long tentacles. Most people would mistake that for something else, but you know that it's possible that they worship the Kraken.
The Kraken. Do we tell if it's magical or
Doesn't seem to be
special
magical,
anyway?
no.
Well, we probably should take this. Are those robes in good condition?
One of
Might
the
be
ones
that.
that's wearing robes, they're all like seem to be just like black and gray, but one of them seems to be laced with some type of has like a silver thread on the inside that kind of catches your eye, and as you pick it up, you also see that there's some type of runic language written on the inside of the cloak itself.
Can is read magic
That'll
applicable here?
Yeah, you can do that.
That is a skill that shaman get.
Okay, you want to roll it?
Sure. What is the roll for that?
Just give me a D12. You're gonna have to really high because I think, is this a thief skill or is this a shaman skill?
It's just a shaman skill. Read magic.
Oh, so
Ability
it's
to decipher unintelligible magical inscriptions or symbols placed on armors, weapons, armor, items, doors, walls, and other media by means of the Sorcerer Mark spell.
so this is not a thief skill. This is straight up. This is something you can just do.
I have it as well.
Okay, so between the two of you, you kind of investigating this, and what you see is that it's calling upon the protection of the one in the deep. It's particularly naming that this it has like some type of protecting runic on it, but it's actually calling out Dagon Protectus. It does look to be it's enchanted. The robe, the cloak itself is enchanted.
Is Dagon allied with Cthulhu, or would it be an affront to Cthulhu to wear a robe?
I don't think it would be. You don't think so?
I'll put it on. Do I die?
You don't die. You don't you don't like immediately drop dead. No. You put on the cloak. Statistically, it counts as a +2 cloak of protection.
Now, is that armor class in Hyperborea? Or
Yes, it's
saving
high.
throws?
It's armor class and it's saving throws.
So you can use it in combination with armor?
Yes.
Wow.
Sunshine says they've been dawdling on the beach an awful long time. You have. And all of you seem to be like, you've been scared of the beach. You've been on the beach a while.
I think if we've found what we can, nice cloak, by the way. We should probably take what we're going to take back to our current.
Okay, so you're gonna have to drag quite a bit back. This is a lot.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
But I think it might be worth it.
Okay.
Because if we have it, then somebody else can't use it against us.
Right. So for the next hour or so, all of you are kind of dragging all of the stuff back to shore. Is that everything that I listed? All of the armor, the meat, and everything. It's going to take a trip or two for the four of you to carry all of this back. Particularly, 5 suits of armor. Or are you going to leave that?
Why are we doing that? I'm not. Dude, there's no way I'm pulling. I got a bad back. Okay. There's no way I'm going to pull 5 suits of armor that we don't need over back to the. Yeah, no. What we're going to do is we're going to all drink this mead, and we're going to go into the forest, and we're going to follow whatever this weird thing is, and we're going to take care of business. Y'all do praise. And I grab the mead, pop it, and I start.
All right.
I'm not-
More than the last one.
I'm not dragging that stuff. It's useless. I don't know why we're doing that. That's not like
Dude,
that makes no.
You want to come back to that?
Yeah, I'm not about that. I'm not going to tire myself.
Well,
out physically.
it's a group effort. What does the rest of the group say? Does the rest of the group want to lug all that stuff back?
I think we already have
Yeah,
3
think we
or
already
4
did.
sets of studded leather.
While he was drinking the mead, we were working.
So you're sitting
That's
there
even
drinking.
better.
All right. So for the sake of argument, I'll say that
Supervising you boys.
the 3 of you are still angry at the Shovel Knight for previous issues, as he is taking his share of the meat now, as the rest of you drag as much of this back as you can now. As the 3 of you are dragging this back, McCrath, you're on the beach drinking, refusing to help with all of this. As the 3 of them are on a trip back. Is at this point that you hear something rustling in the woods, and you've had your drink now. Would you like to investigate?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you go off to investigate this. As you do, you hear something rumbling in the ocean behind you.
Then I'm gonna head to the jungle because
You head to the jungle.
Absolutely.
But there is something coming out of the ocean. Do you wish to investigate or just run to you just hear it?
Yeah, I will turn around and face my shield and spear, and I'll start backpedaling and face towards the ocean to see what the noise is breaking out of the surf.
Okay, would you make a death saving throw?
Absolutely. Okay. This is for Sunshine, by the way. That's a 20, right?
No, it's an 8. It's an 8.
Okay.
All right. So this is happening. A few moments later, some of our friends come back. We lost. God, this is so bad. I'm sorry, but as
drinking.
Bring it. Put it on there.
So, Foray and Leif, you come back, and you see a body doubled over off to the side. As you look, you find McCrath with this black coming out of his eyes and his ears, and his neck has been broken.
That's not good.
I'm sorry, Brian. It's 2 weeks in a row. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all good, man.
But he's quite dead. He's quite dead.
You guys got a 5 extra studded leather now. that worked out. What's wrong with you guys?
I think we should get away from the beach.
Yeah, the beach is bad.
Looks
The
like it
beach
might
is
have
bad.
Yeah, I think we should get back at the beach and keep.
Okay, so you move off of the beach. As the 2 of you are backing up, you hear this rustling happening in the jungle. You're in the woods now, and you hear what looks to be like a very almost like a growl coming off from off to your left. Now this is Leif. You hear this off to the side.
It's
As
growling at us.
Yeah, you hear something growling, and as you turn back to your right, you see that Knickapuk is finally coming back up. Knickapuk, you walk up and you see that the Leif and Foray are nervous. They're like sweating, and you see like the sense of dread about them. You look over, and in the distance on the beach, you see the body of McCrath doubled over on the beach.
What happened to McGrath?
The water. We don't know.
We don't know, and we're not alone.
There's something growling in the woods.
Can I tell how close it is?
You can. It seems to be getting closer. You can hear it rustling.
And we're back in the jungle, so we're going to be close quarters.
You're in the woods, but it's like you're in brush. You immediately think it would be probably more defensible back at camp than it would be here.
Yeah, we need to go to camp quickly.
Yeah.
We should drop all this
weapons
crap.
drawn.
Okay, so
We already have everything back at the camp.
y'all were basically coming back to get the rest of the stuff and to find out what happened to McCrath. As the three of you come back, you look over and at this point you're retreating and pulling back into camp. As you get back to camp, there's this sense that you're kind of walking, and then all of a sudden you realize that you all smell something. It smells like brimstone or that sulfur smell that's really foul, and it seems to be just encompassing. And as you hear this growling and this roaring, very subtle and behind you, it goes from a very slow walk to a quick pace, a full out run, as all three of you are just running to try to get back to camp. And at this point, we're all back in camp. Now, my question is, where would the three of you run? So let's my sincerest condolences to Brian, who has died twice, 2 weeks in a row. I do apologize. All right, so you're coming from this direction over here off to the right, okay? Where on this map do you want to run towards?
Probably where we have the most defensible position.
You want to gotta
that
go
we fortified.
up here or behind? Like, it's just, you guys can move these things. Where do y'all want to be?
Is our little fort, is that a low wall, or is it actually like in a half enclosed space?
It's about 5 to 8 feet.
I think if this is the most defensible, then I would take a position up here, so that gives me the most vantage point for shooting.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Knickapuk would like to go in there as well.
Okay. And where's Foray gonna go?
I will stick down at the bottom and take the brunt of whatever comes at us.
All right, so you turn and you have your axe drawn, is that the two-handed axe, while Knickapuk and Leif go up.
Axe, yeah.
Okay. As it is overcast, it is still daylight, but it is gray skies, and all three of you are just assaulted with this smell of sulfur and brimstone, and this impending fear of that there's something out there. And Knickapuk, you're up on the hill and you're looking about, and you've been on many hunts over your time in the wild, but this is the first time that you have actually felt hunted yourself. And as you're standing back and looking, and as the three of them you're looking back, you do see something break through the woods. Look, you can't tell at first if it's a dog or something else, or maybe a lion. It is first, but as it comes out, you see this thing breaking through the woods. It runs past the water, and you can see the steam of the water evaporating as the heat of this monster comes running by you, growling and snarling. As it comes out, the first thing you see as it breaks out is that its mane and its hooves light in flame as it comes running about.
It's some sort of devil dog.
Yeah, so basically it's running across this pane here. And at this point, we are going to go into initiative. Let me change up our music. Hang on, pause for a second. Big Ben comes in and says, "Is this the kill character stream? I think I am late. Sunshine, Brian is already dead again." Oh, Brian, what you said is so funny. I'm a married man. I'm used to hard. I'm sorry. I'll chat with you later. The cool thing is I'll tell you what happened. I think you'll appreciate it once you know what it is. All right.
It's all good. All good.
It's all good. It's all good. All right. So this devil demon dog thing comes running about as it runs through. It's snarling. It's staring at whoever is standing looking at it. It's staring down at Foray as if it's on the hunt. As it runs past, we're all going to run initiative. We're going to start him here. All right, so I'm rolling. So let's have Foray, you roll initiative. I got a 1, a 3. So all of you anticipating this as he comes around the corner, everyone will get to move and act before this thing comes in. So basically, it's making his turn. So what would you like to do?
I would go last. Let's see if we can get a couple of arrows in this thing before I have to hit it.
Okay. So Leif, do you want to take your first shot?
Yeah, I'll roll. I'll take a shot at him.
Okay. All right. So roll for your bow. You do have the high ground. I'll give you a bonus.
Okay.
What is your total on that hit?
So my total is going to be 14 plus whatever you.
14. I'm giving you the high ground, which is another 1, which is going to be a 15. That sails through. It actually lands in the back of his mane. The arrow engulfs in flame as it kind of like brushes off the side of him. A near miss. And with that is Kanikapuk's turn.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Can I start singing?
You may. You may. What does that sound like? Because, in our other game we have a bard, and he actually came up with a song.
We don't have that skill set. So it'll be a Norse war chant.
A Norse war chant. I love it. Okay, all right. Sing the song of my ancestors. All right. All right. Kanikapuk, what are you going to do?
You should sing in Norwegian to offend all of your Norwegian.
Oh, God, that would just be
supporters.
horrible. I know, right?
Yeah,
All right.
for sure.
Oh, no, the Swedish chef.
Kanikapuk, the Kanikapuk, let's see here. The entrances to this protected area or ruins.
It's kind of in the back. Now, you can scamper up here, is what you did. There's like a little low spot here, but this is the real entrance is in the back. As athletic as this thing is, you're smart enough to know it could leap up here, given if it tried hard enough. Look at it. It's hard to tell if it's a dog or a lion. It seems to be more. It howls like a dog, but it moves like a cat.
Doesn't look natural, that's for sure. Kanikapuk, can he climb up on top of this wall here and use his spear in case it tries to jump up the side there?
You can. So basically, if you want to move here and just kind of have your spear ready in case he tries to leap past for Aranos. Yeah. I think I might have said it right. All right, so that's what you do. So basically, you're going to go up and kind of hold your action. I guess is what you're kind of doing. With that, 4A, what would you like to do?
I'm actually gonna
get up here.
Back up one.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast fire resistance.
Nice. So the Warlock finally got to use his spell, fire resistance. Very good. What exactly what's the wording of that in this game? We have a spell, ladies and gentlemen. The Warlock has cast his one spell, protection from fire.
Let's see here.
I forgot he had that. That's beautiful.
Fire resistance. Ensures the body against intense heat, even clad in full armor. The recipient can withstand temperatures as high as 120 degrees without suffering any ill effects. Fire and magical fire attacks are saved against with a +2 bonus.
Okay. So it's not it's not damage reduction. You get a bonus.
No,
Okay.
no, I get
Alright.
bonus on saves.
Gotcha. Okay, that's important to know. All right.
I could stand in a fire if I needed to.
Okay.
And we'll be ready with an axe.
Okay. All right. So on its turn, it's going to run forward. It will get to here. As it's coming up, I'm going to say that Kanikapuk and Ferranos, you're kind of set for charge on this. So both of you will get attack rolls before it gets its attacks. So we'll let Foray go first. This is with the great axe. It's a hard 3. That's gonna miss. It moved a lot quicker than you were ready for. You take an awkward swing above it. Kanikapuk, you see what's happening. You stand in and try to take an attack as well. You missed as well. This thing is moving extremely fast. It's very agile. As you go to stab down, it quickly like ducks out of the way, almost like it knew you were about to do that. With that, it will then leap at Foray and make his attack. He reaches out with a claw. He misses. He reaches out with his other claw, and ooh,
that looks like a 2 to me.
It does, but if you look in chat, it's a 20. Oh, that's rough. That's rough. Let's take a look at how bad of a damage that is. Oh, it's only +2. Okay. So it's 7 points of slashing damage.
All right.
Do you get a damage? What type of armor are you wearing?
I get a 1 damage reduction.
All right, so that's good.
6.
6. After it does that, it reaches up it with its mouth and tries to bite at Kanikapuk. 14. What's your armor?
With the cloak +2 would be 4.
He misses. The cloak protects you. The cloak, the power of Dagon has protected you. And with that, I know, Sunshine says it looks like it too. I know, that's rough. All right, now we go back to the top of the round. Let's roll initiative again. This time, Leif, you roll initiative. I'm going on a 2. You rolled a 4. You don't have your auto roller thing on, but you roll a 4. Oh. So the party will go first. Now, you're in melee. Do you want to try to swing first? Now, you'll get 2 attacks. Now, is this your mastered weapon or no?
It's not. So I'm only going to get 1.
You're only going to get 1. Okay.
I'm still looking for a battle axe.
A battle axe? Oh, it was so close. Oh, it's a miss. All right, Kanikapuk, you're in melee as well. Do you want to take your stab?
I'm two-handing this long spear.
Oh, you're really just stab.
I can't use a shield, so why not?
Right, yeah, go for it. Finally, you have stabbed it. The mighty shaman with his pointy stick has hit. Roll your mighty damage with your 2-handed spear. Oh no!
That is 2 points of damage.
2 points of damage. You do stab it. You do draw blood. But it's merely a flesh wound.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
Leif, it is your turn. Now you are shooting into melee if you do want to fire. So there is a negative, and if you miss bad, you could hit a friend. But you get 2 shots. You get 2 chances to shoot your friends.
Does he get a +1 for height and a -2 for?
Yeah, that's it. So you get +1 for being the high ground, and then -2 for shooting into the 4A. So it's only a -1.
Okay. Well, we'll take both shots. What could happen?
All right. The 14. What is that bonus? So it turns into a 13. And then what's your bonuses with the bow?
+2.
So that turns it to a 15. 15's gonna hit. 15's gonna hit. The other arrow is wide. It does not hit anything. But you do land one of your arrows.
Still a D6.
Oof. Y'all are rolling horrible. Brian was only the beginning of the bad rolls for the night. He was only the beginning. All right, it's its turn. It's gonna take a swipe at Foreranos. That's a miss. That's a miss. The second attack is a miss, and then he's gonna reach up and try to bite Kanikapuk, which he does not. So you're holding serve at this point. He's slashing wildly. There's flame coming off of him. There's an immense heat coming off of him. Kanikapuk, you feel like you couldn't get any closer to him than you are now. Unfortunately, you have the length of your weapon. Foray, on the other hand, using the incantation of his magic, is able to stay close to him unabated. So there is an effect for having that magic effect. You're not taking any damage from being this close to him. And with that, we go to the next round. We're in round 3. At this point, the chant goes off from the bard, and we're going to roll initiative again. So Kanikapuk will roll initiative. All right, chat. Cheer hard. This is getting bad. Only a 2. I rolled a 3. All right, so with this, he's going to take his 2 swings at Foray. That's a miss. And that's a hit. Roll low. Roll low. 2 points of damage, and you reduce that by 1, so you only take 1. Foray, what is your hit points at this point? 2! He's at 2! You're somehow still standing. Alright, he is going to reach up and try to bite Kanikapuk. And he misses. That cloak is doing you well. You're kind of backing up. So with that, it is now the hero's turn. Let's let Foray go first with his mighty axe.
Let's go with this axe. Let's hit something.
What's your bonus?
+1.
12 plus. I think it's gonna be 2.
There's one for the bard song.
1 for the bard
2,
song.
I think. Oh, that's 3.
Okay, that means because of the bard song you hit. You were so inspired by the Viking bard song that you're actually going to land this hit. So roll 2d6 damage. Right. Do you get a bonus to damage? +1. 2d6 plus 1 damage.
+1.
And a +1 damage from the song, too.
So that's 10?
Oh.
Whoa, whoa, you really connect on that. As you bring the axe down, you actually hit it, and as you pull back, this black ichor comes flying off of the axe. As that black ichor hits the grass around you, it smolders the grass, and there's like this steam coming off of the grass. The edge of your blade, there's steam off of your axe from like hitting this beast that seems to be just breathing fire. Now with that, we go to the mighty Kanikapuk, who drew first blood with his pointy stick.
If only Callisto was here, we could tell him to grapple that beast into the water. Boil it. No.
That's a mighty miss. It's a mighty miss. All right. Our archer on the top with his 1 big shot. Wide right. Wait. Hold up. That's a -1 plus. It's a miss. Because does the song affect you as well?
No, it doesn't affect missile.
Okay.
Just melee.
It's barely a miss. Foray, you feel this arrow come right over your shoulder and miss you. Like it just barely missed you. The funny part with him being at 2 hit points, you might have killed your friend. So that was 1 away from. It was 1 away. All right, so we're in the top of the 4th round. Foray gets to roll initiative, so give us a d6. A 5. Come on, is 5 good enough? It is. I only rolled a 2. All right. This is so close. Foray is at a mighty 2, and this thing is swinging like crazy. He misses. Kanikapuk.
You get to it. You don't get multiple attacks.
No. Now, Kanikapuk. Foray is at 2. Do you want to keep stabbing the beast, or is there anything else you want to do? He's just throwing dice. He's stabbing.
Yeah.
You miss. All right. Leif with his 2 arrow shots. The 17's gonna hit. You almost hit Foray again. You're barely missing your friend, but you did land one of the attacks for 4 damage. Is there a bonus to that?
No, not for damage.
Okay. All right. So now it's his turn. He's gonna reach out and try to slash Foray again. He's gonna land his first attack, and he's gonna miss his second. All right, we need to roll really low. It's a 6.
Oh,
It's a 6. That's 5. Foray goes to -3, and he drops. As soon as he drops, this giant thing standing on top of Foray reaches up to Knickapuk and goes for the bite, and misses. Knickapuk is now the tank.
Yeah,
All right.
That's a scary thing.
That is
That's a scary thought.
the shaman is now the tank. All right, with that, it is now round 5, right? Round 5. Okay. So now who's rolling? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's back to Eric. So Leif rolled D6. A 4. A 4. All right, now here's what happens. Because we tied, it goes down to dexterity. Let me look up this thing's dexterity. Okay. What's your dexterity, Leif?
13.
Okay, and what's your dexterity, Knickapuk?
10.
All right. Leif will go, the monster will go, and then Knickapuk will go. Because a tie, it becomes now down to dexterity. So, Leif, you get to go first. The good news is there's no longer anyone for you to hit.
Oh, well, that's helpful. So this is my 1 arrow round.
yeah, so you get 1 shot. 1 shot. And you connect. That was the problem. You needed Foray to get out of the way. It was just causing all kind of problem. All right, so roll a 6. Hold up. Knickapuk, are you ready? Can you take the hits? Can you take the hits? That's a miss for the claw. It's a miss with the claw, and he's coming in with the bite.
Ooh.
17. Does that hit? What's your armor with the cloak?
4.
He got you with the bite. All right, we need to roll low. 8.
Nope.
He reaches up. He just grabs you by the throat and flings you down to the ground. So you're at -1, correct?
That is correct.
All right, so we've got 1 at -3. We've got 1 at -1. Top of the round. It is now down to Leif versus the demon dog. And we have to roll initiative. So, Leif, roll initiative. I rolled a 1. You rolled a 3. You get to go first. This is your 2-shot turn.
Yep.
You need to... This has got to be it. He rolls a 15 will hit. A 15 will hit. Will this be the shot? Yes, you dropped it. He was at 1 hit point. He was at 1. He had 24 hit points. All right, you dropped it. Oh, God. It's just like the other night. Okay, so Foray is down. Knickapuk is down. And it drops. So, and again, Leif takes no damage. Leif takes no damage. 3 down. Oh, so Sunshine says she's happy because we had people near death. Okay, so Leif, what are you going to do? You've got 2 people unconscious. Now, here's the thing. In this game, -3 just means like unconscious and down. It's not... It's not terrible. They're just basically only mostly dead. Difference between all dead and mostly dead. Right.
So I have a question concerning how can I feed them good berries?
You can, or you could also bring them back with liquor, because this is a sword and sorcery game, and sometimes just a shot of liquor can bring someone back up. It's actually in the rules. If you're between -1 and -3, you just need some hard liquor to rouse your spirits.
Well, then I'll give him a shot then if we got it.
Right, so you've got the mead. Fortunately, we
Brian
had
drank it
this
all.
barrel of mead.
Just half gone.
Right. So you bring Foray and Kanickapuk back to the land of the living, rousing yourself, bleeding and wounded as you are. You look over at the arrow sticking through the throat of the mighty beast, still smoldering, and there's still heat coming off of this thing. But this seems to be some type of, now Kanickapuk, as you look over it, you've heard tale of this, and Leif as well, you've heard folklore of this. This seems to be some type of daemon, is what they're called. And it's something that sorcerers summon for dark magic and dark bidding.
Friend, if we keep facing these demons, we're gonna need some extra gear, because that was too close, my friend. You both fell.
Yeah. I agree.
I don't feel well.
I don't
You
feel
don't look well.
For
I do
negative,
feel we are getting better, though.
I feel like we're getting better. It was an improvement. We still only lost Brian.
do we know what happened to Brian? I
No,
might have missed
y'all
it.
haven't figured that out. You just know that
Consistency is the key. Absolutely.
the body that y'all found, he had black coming out of his eyes and nose, and his neck was broken.
That ain't natural.
No.
No.
Yep.
At this point, you could go back and investigate.
Not at -3 hit points.
Yeah, no, I think I think you two need to recover.
Can you cast spells while at negative, or do you have to get up to 0 to?
I will say that give a few moments, you can cast your spell. Because I know what you're casting.
I've got it memorized twice because that's the only spell I have.
Right.
Yeah.
You call upon the mighty Cthulhu to heal your
Oh,
wounds.
Cthulhu.
And he from the depths of the ocean, he answers you, and you begin to heal the wound of this daemon, this summoned monstrosity. But many questions are arisen. There's things that happened just a few days ago with the crabs and finding the body that had some type of ritualistic magic done upon it, and the boat that you found, and now you see these other magic users, other sorcerers here, performing some type of summoning of the bodies. There's a lot of mystery going on, exactly what is happening on this island. What do you wish to y'all do? Is y'all kind of rest and recover and heal? What's the conversation look like?
I think for respect for our friend who fell, we should give him a proper send-off, recover his body, and send it in ashes.
Absolutely. And then I think a search for some sort of civilization, perhaps.
Yes. I think that'll be in the morning quest.
Get
When you guys
away
have
from
some time
this
to recover.
ocean. Get away
Yeah.
from the ocean and get away from the jungle. Perhaps some safety of some walls would be
So
beneficial.
you give it a day. Some of you rest. Leif, do you want to go back and see if you can recover the body while they rest?
Yeah, I will.
So you sneak off, silently moving about. As you get back to the shore, one thing that shocks you immediately as you walk upon the shore is that while the boat is still there, all of the bodies are missing.
Including our friends?
Yes.
Yeah, I get out of there as quickly and as quietly as I possibly can.
From the bank of the jungle, you look and you see the bodies are gone. But even from this vantage point, because it's sand, you look and it looks as if they stood up and walked away on their own accord.
Yeah, I'm going back as fast and as quietly as possible. That is not my specialty.
So you go back to camp. As you get back to camp, you find your friends huddled next to the fire. You're kind of trying to stay away from whatever the remains of that demon dog lion thing is. And you come back with the not so nice news that all of those dead bodies got up and walked away.
So yeah, my normally cheery, glowing complexion is like kind of almost like a pale color. They're gone. They just got up and walked away. They're not there. I don't know. That's no. Fire. Kill it all with fire.
I told you we should have burned the bodies.
Yeah, we should have.
Where did they walk away to?
I don't know. I didn't follow them. I came back here. I was by myself.
They were heading
Did the
north.
tracks lead this way?
No, they were heading north.
And
Not
we're
towards us.
south?
Yeah,
And
you're
what's
basically
north?
kind of so basically if this is the island, you're on the south. What you feel like is the south, and they're heading up the beach north, which is further than you have traveled. You're still not exactly sure where on this Hyperborean coast you are.
I mean, if you guys want to follow them in the morning,
Probably going to need a
I don't
day
know if
or
that's
two
the
to
best idea.
recover.
yeah, we might want to rethink that plan.
So here's what we're gonna do. This is a good pause, a stopping point for tonight. I will say that I will put the experience points in Discord. I will say that our players will reach level 2. I believe we'll have enough for everyone to get up to that point. And that's gonna help immensely. Now here's the thing, John, you have the ability to choose a different weapon that you're master of. I let the other team do that as well. If you just keep looking for a specific weapon, if you want to say, hey, this is going to be my master weapon, that's fine. Normally you start with certain gear, and with this, the way this game was working, we weren't. It was the whole story didn't work for that. So just let me know what you want to do on that. But this is a good stopping point for before we kick up the next game. My sincerest condolences to Brian. I was excited about your character, but something horrible happened to your character. He saw something that was beyond comprehension, and it killed him, and I'll just leave it at that. But there's something in the ocean that is awful, and the mere sight of it killed our companion. So I'm sorry. I know you're looking forward to playing today, and it ended
Don't
like
worry,
that.
It happens. It happens.
But it's also an OSR game, and that just happens. So with my apologies, them's the breaks. So for those
no
of
worries, no worries.
if you want to join this awesome game that you can die so quickly, you could join our Discord and jump in. But that is the feel of the game. And there's a lot of mystery and intrigue on what exactly is happening here. So hopefully in the next game or two, we'll start kind of figuring out more of what the story is.